Hello friends, and welcome to Pauper Academy. Today we're going to talk in depth about the small band list that comprises the Pauper format. Now, when I say small, I mean small. Pauper's band list only consists of 9 cards. I know, crazy right? Compare that to Modern's band list, which consists of 33 cards. I don't know about you, but I'd rather only remember 9 cards instead of 33. The 9 banned cards in alphabetical order are Cloud of Fairies, Cloud Post, Cranial Plating, Empty the Warrens, Frantic Search, Grape Shot, Invigorate, Temporal Fissure, and Treasure Cruise. 2 of these cards, Cloud Post and Treasure Cruise, are so powerful that they have been banned in Modern as well. That is some insane power. Now let's start with Cloud of Fairies. Cloud of Fairies is a 1/1 flying creature for 1 generic and 1 blue mana. Its ability reads, when Cloud of Fairies enters the battlefield, untap up to 2 lands. It also has cycling too. This card was played in Familiars and was only recently banned, and, while it was unbanned, it was hated by absolutely everyone who went against this deck. And if you did play it, well, everyone hated you. The reason behind everyone hating it is because of how hard it was to deal with the deck. It was incredibly resilient to sideboard hate and against most of the meta. That's mostly because of this one card. When played against most decks, it probably had around a 95 to 5 win rate. That's a 5% failure rate. Oh, and you basically get to cast it for free. The next card on the list is Cloud Post. Now, Cloud Post is a card that most everyone can agree should stay banned. Cloud Post is a land with Locust as a subtype. Its card text reads, Cloud Post enters the battlefield tap. Tap it and add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool for each Locust on the battlefield. Now, if you don't realize how powerful this card is yet, then please let me clarify. Let's say you put 1 Cloud Post on the battlefield till you get to turn 4. On turn 5, you will be able to produce a minimum of 12 mana. Then if you play 4 Glimmer Post, you'll be able to produce 64 colorless mana. That is an insane amount of mana way too early in the game, and why Cloud Post is banned not only in Pauper, but in Modern as well. Our third banned card is Cranial Plating. This card was banned since the very conception of the format, and for good reason as well. Cranial Plating costs 2 generic for an artifact with equipment as its subtype. It reads, equipped creature gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Pay double black, attach Cranial Plating to target creature, equip 1. This obviously makes Affinity way too powerful in Pauper, and in theory would end games by turn 2, if not turn 3. This card wasn't banned. Most every deck would need some serious artifact hate just to survive against it. Even without this card, Affinity is very powerful, mostly due to being able to play the artifact lands, which, need I remind you, are banned in Modern. Empty the Warrens / Grape Shot. I'm going to discuss these 2 cards together because they pretty much go hand in hand. What I mean by this is Storm. Now Storm runs Izzet colors and reads, for every spell cast before this, make 1 copy for that spell and choose a new target. Empty the Warrens is 3 generic and a red for a sorcery that reads, put 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens onto the battlefield. Storm. Grape Shot is 1 generic and a red for a sorcery that reads, Grape Shot deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Storm. Now, as you can see, without Storm, these cards aren't that great. However, as soon as Storm is activated, it makes these cards so much better. What makes these cards too powerful for Pauper is that only 2 colors can really deal with these. That's Blue Control, and to a slightly lesser degree, Black Discard. The remainder of the colors will just have to deal with it. For our halfway mark, we have Frantic Search. Let me just say that all these free cost spells are insanely powerful in Pauper. Frantic Search is 2 generic and a blue for an instant. An instant. Let that sink in while I read the rest of the card. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards. Untap up to 3 lands. Not only is this a draw engine, but it also lets you filter your hands for the cards you want. Did I mention it technically costs you 0 mana? Yep, just like Cloud Fairies. Ah, yes, Invigorate. I like green, and in all honesty, I wouldn't mind seeing this card unbanned. However, it is also a free spell. Now, Invigorate costs 2 generic and a green for an instant that reads, if you control a forest, rather than pay Invigorate's mana cost, you may have target opponent gain 3 life. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Now, I know what you're saying. How can this be a free spell if it gives your opponent 3 life? Well, as most pro players know, life isn't everything, pun intended. I say this because of Infect. Let's say you play Glistener Elf turn 1, and you swing next turn for 1. If you play Invigorate with it, then you basically got halfway to winning the game. You could even win turn 2 or 3. Temporal Fissure. Great, another storm card in Pauper. For 4 and a blue, you get a sorcery that basically makes your opponent have to restart his board from the beginning. It's the closest thing to a full board wipe that could have ever been in Pauper. I'm not even gonna go over this card. On to the next. Last but not least, we have Treasure Cruise. For 7 and a blue, you get a sorcery with Delve. It simply reads, draw 3 cards. While this card was legal, everyone was playing it. Even monocolored decks played it to the point where it became a staple. Apparently drawing 3 cards for 1 mana is insanely powerful. I'm looking at you, Ancestral Recall. So happy this card is gone. So, what do you think? Which card should or shouldn't be banned? Tell me all about it in the comment section. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. This is Pauper Academy, signing out.